friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another Come With Me video, The Invitation. I'm really excited. I get to go to the movies twice this week and see two different horror movies. This one is strictly like horror thriller, but I always come on here enthused. I'm always hopeful, positive, dare I say, and today I am not. I think my standards for this one are a little bit low because I did see the trailer. This wasn't my own choice though. I went to go see a couple of movies and they played this trailer and I felt like the trailer gave away everything, including like the subgenre and theme. So before I talk about that aspect of it, I think I'm gonna watch the film and see how far in it goes or when the reveal is for what it's about before I give away any subgenre, because of course with all of these videos, they are spoiler free and this one is coming out on time here, and the reason I do these videos is to let you know whether it's worth your time, whether it's worth your money, and the trip to the cinema. So for that reason, I'm not going to reveal too much, but I have to say the trailer gives away the start, middle, and end. Like it shows the whole thing, and luckily I watched it, like the last time I saw it was about 2 weeks ago, and I've seen a lot of films since, so hopefully I don't remember a lot, but I kind of know the gist idea. The movie follows a young woman who is courted and swept off her feet only to realize a gothic conspiracy is afoot. Not my words, that's the blurb. I would never use the term courted. Bit bleak. But yes, I feel like this film might not have a lot of surprises and it also might not be my kind of thing. But that doesn't mean we can't go and like check it out and see if it's worth your time. I just want to be honest going in. My expectations are low and honestly that is probably the best way to go into see horror movies these days, to have no expectations or low expectations. So I will see if it matches that. Jessica M. Thompson, who directed this film, has done a whole heap of different stuff within film and TV, including directing, which is mainly shorts, writing, which are her films, actress, editorial department, editor, production manager. She was even the second unit director or assistant director on The Handmaid's Tale. It says apprentice director. So she's done a lot of random things. Casting director. I'm very interested by this because it means that she's very passionate about film and being involved in any way possible, so that's a good sign for me. But my only concern is that most of the films she has written or directed are dramas, and dipping your toes into horror is a whole nother ball game, and I worry that it's going to rely, because of what we said about the blurb, too much on cliches, especially being like a gothic type horror. But we can go in and we can appreciate it for its aesthetics, and if it's just a straightforward ride, I'm going to let you know my opinion, my thoughts, but then also let you know whether it's worth your time by the way I describe the film, spoiler free. Let's go check out The Invitation. So last time I was really excited about it being a gloomy night. I think I jinxed it because I went and saw the Girl at the Window, and that was for a Patreon only video. I do bonus reviews if you're interested over on my Patreon. It's only $2 a month and you get 4 extra videos a month. But I was talking about, oh my god, it's so exciting. It's gloomy and raining, perfect horror movie weather, and it was like one of the worst movies I've seen all year. So I'm not going to say that, but I'm going to acknowledge the fact it is a gloomy night. But it doesn't really matter. Horror movies can go either way. I'm keeping my expectations really low. I feel like a little bit negative and I don't like that, but I'm acknowledging it and we're gonna move past it. And you know what? There are no reviews out at this point about this movie. It's not even rated on IMDb, so I'm really talking out of my ass. Like, this movie could be great. We don't know yet. I just got a vibe from the trailer that it was gonna be really stereotypical, lots of cliches. Keep your fingers crossed to me is what I'm saying. I'm gonna try and get out of this funk. Hopefully this movie is gonna get me or kick me out of this funk. I want to be proven wrong. Above all, I always want to be proven wrong when I have an inkling that it's not gonna be a great film. Okay. It was bad. But you know what? Not all bad. I was a little bit surprised. I actually have a lot of thoughts on this. I thought it'd be a straightforward film that I just had nothing to add because the trailer gives away so much. And I do want to confirm the trailer does give away everything. So, I mean, yeah. Mostly everything. So we're not going to really touch on the themes because it gives it away, and you don't find that stuff out until very far in if you've seen the trailer. It's such a bummer. But the film actually started pretty good. It started with like one of those, I don't want to say like kill scenes because it's not really a kill scene, but it starts with the drama and then it goes back into like the protagonist's story and how the protagonist gets to this manor. So I feel like the blurb also is very misleading because it's not really about courtship. It starts with a woman who has lost both her parents. She's living in New York, and she does a DNA test by chance and finds out she has a relative in the UK, and they invite her over because someone's getting married in the family and they want to like, you know, introduce her. She's like a long lost relative. Yeah, that's how the film goes. So I don't know what the... They gave it such a cryptic starting, which, yeah, is really not even how it comes to be. But what I found the most surprising and best part of this film is the main actress. I've never seen her in anything. Nathalie Emmanuel, she plays Evie, and she is fantastic. Not only is she casted really well for this role, like she's amazing in it. Oh, she's in Game of Thrones, Maze Runner, Fast and Furious. I've never seen her before. Obviously, I don't really watch any of those kinds of films. But actually, she's been in a whole bunch. So I probably have seen her in something. She was fantastic. She's a great actress. And she really fit this role. So I'm trying to see if I've seen anything with her in it. She was also in Misfits, crazy, and Hollyoaks. So she must be British, right? Oh, she is an English actress. What the fuck? Is that not bizarre? So she's playing an American going to England. That's so funny. And the country of origin for this film is the United States, but it was filmed in Budapest. This is wild. Anyway, she was fantastic, and she is so charming and so alluring that I loved her and I believed everything she said. I ate it up. But I do want to say the vibe of this is very much romance horror. Like, I felt like I was tiptoeing into a adult fiction book, and I felt kind of stuck in there, and I'd like to tiptoe back out. It's not really, you know, I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum, not into that, but I'm also not into that, you know what I mean? I've never seen 50 Shades of Grey, and I don't think it's on that level by any means, but it definitely, like, yeah, put its little toe into the water, and not for me. The film is very fantastical, and as the blurb said, the one thing it had was gothic, and the set design I thought was like very fantastic. Lots of really cool locations. They had fireworks at one point. Like, it really did feel like there was a big budget like put into this, but the color grading, I'm not really sure if it kind of dulled it down. I feel like it's doing this Mike Flanagan thing, which of course I love, that kind of bluish green tones, and because it's in a gothic building, it feels like Hill House because it's got that green tinge to it. But it was just a jarring effect when the story went downhill quite fast. So like I said, the whole setup, and she's really good. She has really good chemistry with her friend at the start, who's kind of being a little bit cagey about her going to the UK. And the whole start, I guess maybe because it relied on Evie's character, was really interesting because I liked her. She can take up as much screen time as she wants, but after she gets to the UK and things start getting a little bit on the romance side, it just felt like it went downhill. And then once some of the reveals happen, I feel like we were just going through the motions until the end. It was fun paced until you understood what was happening, and then it just dragged for an awful amount of time. Even though the film, I don't think it was actually that long. It was 1 hour and 44 minutes. So yeah, maybe about like 20 minutes too long. It really just felt like they packed out the ending, and by that time, I was just over it. I was just like, everyone die, please. Which is always a bad sign in horror movies. And speaking about horror, even though it does get a little bit hot and heavy, I do think that they do have some like really fun, maybe cliche, but some fun horror aspects. They definitely have some jump scares, and yeah, just a lot of like haunting kind of vibes. For like a easy popcorn horror movie, I think that those aspects are good. But I will say maybe what I was touching on before with the color grading and everything like that, because it is so cliche with the horror aspects and the way things jump out or are crawling around in the dark, it does feel a little bit Blumhouse opening. Well, I guess their old opening, they've changed their opening sequence, but you know, in that house with like, it has dolls and all that kind of stuff, like it feels very cliche. So if you're okay with things being a little bit cliche and pacing issues and getting hot and heavy, this film might be for you. But for me, it started as a 6 and then slowly declined from there. I don't think it was the worst film ever. I really think that they had some good points to it, and especially the main character, I really liked her, and I thought that there was a lot of subtext in there that was written quite well, and it wasn't overwhelming. There were definitely troubling drawbacks. As for the music and the sound, I thought the sound was totally fine, but the music really amped up at certain strange points, and used a lot of like lyrical music, which usually takes me out of the movie when they're trying to say something with the lyrics of a song to kind of like link everything together. No, I don't know. I feel like it cheapens the film a little bit. The film also had some continuity errors, like someone would be drinking a drink in the middle of talking, like literally the next sentence they wouldn't be holding one and then they would. Things like that. And I felt like it was a little bit sloppy and very noticeable. It wasn't things that you wouldn't see because it was a quick like splice cut to something else, or that you could think a passage of time had gone over. So it did feel kind of sloppy in that regard. And it was very weird because I felt like it was planned out in a very particular way, this film. Not in a masterful way, but I just don't understand why that would happen unless that maybe they remove some dialogue in between scenes. So yeah, it was very curious. I would personally say if you are interested in watching this film in the background, do so. Watch it at home. I don't think that this is a film you have to watch in the cinema. I don't think it even is that epic on big screen. I think that this is totally suited to a lounge room watch, where you can kind of like laugh a little bit, maybe get a little bit scared, and maybe just do the dishes while certain scenes are happening. It's not the best sign. Also, tell me why the character Walter in this film looks exactly like Tom Harlock. Both British. I think that they could be the same person. Anyway, I didn't have as many qualms with this film as I thought I would. Yes, it's cliche. Yes, the trailer completely ruins the film. But I think that the journey, although trips and falls where it may on the way through, it is watchable from a distance on a small screen. I would go between a 4 and a 5 for this film, to be honest, though, but I don't think it's the worst film I've ever seen. And when we did walk out, or when I walked out, I went and saw this alone, by the way. I haven't seen a film alone in so long. When I was walking out, the lady behind me said that was the worst film she's ever seen. I'm going to give this one a 4 though, because obviously when I come out, I feel a little bit more generous, and I know by the morning I will not feel that way. It deserves a 4 because it is a little bit below average. So that's why I'm giving it a 4. 5 is average, and yeah, this one takes a little bit of a dip. 5 is like indifferent, you know what I mean? For originality, I'm going to give it a 3. We've seen this many times, but welcome to the modern future, and there's a little bit of subtext in there that kind of changes it. And for scare, I do think that, like, you know, if you do watch in the cinema, things can jump out, but it's kind of, it's just for lols, you know what I mean? It's not like when you jump, you're immediately laughing afterwards, because it's more of the sudden shock than actually being scary. So I would probably give it a 4. Yeah, I think that's fair. Anyway, The Invitation, which we need to stop calling films The Invitation. We've already done that. I don't know, I've been having so many problems with titles of films lately. If you haven't seen it, I also talked about Beast this week, and I said something very similar. Also, please go check out that video, because we have a really good discussion going in the comments about creature features and definitions. But I hope you're having a fantastic day. If you have not subscribed, please do, and let me know if you're seeing The Invitation at the cinema, at home. Are you going to wait for it for VOD? I would recommend, if you want to watch it. And I know at the start you'll be like, I don't know what this woman's on about, but as the film progresses, you'll understand what I mean. I'm on Instagram and TikTok if you want to come hang out with me when I'm not making new videos. But until then, stay safe and stay spooky, friends. Bye.